remember in like 2013, we were playing in Korea and I misclicked my skill on my hero. And of course, you're not allowed to remake for that. So I went into lane with like stats on Visage or something.
Oh my
But,
god.
but that's fine. I think we still won the game. It was all chill.
That's true.
All right. Just showing how awesome you are at the game. All right, I'm down
Thank
for
you.
that. All right.
I was
So
like, what did he say? Interesting. So the draft, a little bit of a change up now. They're deciding to leave the DK in and give that to Undying if they want.
Yeah,
no AA.
for sure. You ban this Viper. Ban Viper. Don't give Viper to anyone during the series. This hero is so broken. We didn't pick on Arkosh because I didn't want to win. I really didn't want to play cast play. But yeah, it's really strong.
That I remember you were saying, you know, that Wyvern Viper AUI. You were saying like that's something to be contended with. That's something to be afraid of. It's like 2 heroes into the draft. You're like, I like this draft, and I guess it turned out exactly the way that you predicted it. Viper was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just, you know, Viper's a hero. If he can stand in a fight, you can't move past him because he deals too much magical damage. He slows you down. It's so hard to move forward on the map versus now talking pushing waves. And the counter to that is usually to try to burst him because he is still an agility hero. He's relatively squishy into a lot of HP items. But Wyvern completely solves that. It's not even just a code embrace. It's if you group up to kill a hero, you're gonna get cursed. You know, do hit a couple of great curses specifically off that. And okay, a much more balanced approach from Team Undying. We saw 4 Zoomers the last draft. They picked 2 cores in the first 2. I think the end state of the draft really reflected that. You lack things in your draft because you expose too much of it.
I really want to see Zoomers take Storm Spirit at some point in this series, and I would love it this game in particular. I felt like Gunnar looked really good on that in the last series. As much as they've been playing like this Sammy Boy big, like be all end all carry, I want to have Gunnar have more impact. Like in that last game, he went 0-5, and Bryle had like, I don't know how many kills was it. It was like 13 kills, 13, 0-7 versus 0-5. Like that's not necessarily just Gunnar playing poorly. That's like him also not being set up for success because he's playing against a freaking Viper. So like give him a better matchup. And I really want to see the Zoomers try and make that a priority in this game.
Yeah,
Lyrical-
I agreed.
Okay, Lyrical, can you tell me a little bit about this Dragon Knight pick? Dragon Knight is banned a lot, and he's also one of like the most like highly picked heroes. Can you explain to me why that makes him such a high value pick, especially like earlier in this draft?
Yeah, he's very, very strong in the laning phase in terms of being able to get through it and not just like lose terribly. And then on top of that, once he does get into that blink dagger, which is what we've been seeing them rush more often than not, he's like a really low initiation cost spell. So like he can blink forward, stun, and like you can sort of keep going with that constantly and consistently. You pair that together with something like this Hoodwink, and now all of a sudden you have a sharpshooter that can follow up afterwards. You've got great initiation, and then also he provides tower tanking abilities with his ultimate at a pretty low cost as well. So there's that. You can flex them all over the place. He's great. Like in DPC Season 2 in the lower division, we even saw D2 Hustlers that were running this as a 4 position on Theban, and it like looked pretty freaking solid. So like this hero just on the whole, because of how strong his stun in, it just works really, really well. And then the counter to that is Undying are taking the axe away, which I don't know if I agree with. What do you think, Aui? Is that like taking the axe instead of the DK? I guess that's just an Undying thing.
I mean, first pick axe. I mean, it's DK, as you were mentioning, is better on second pick because you can flex him better on second pick. I mean, I don't think these teams are playing for DK, which I actually think is quite strong, but I'm not too sure. It's just maybe a read they had. Like, Brax, despite them losing that game, I think he looked pretty good that game overall. He had a couple of like TPs that get canceled by last minute stuns, and it looks like he's just dying, but he put a lot of pressure on that map, and he played his lane extremely well. I mean, they killed the counter lane 2 times. So this might be more of like a respect ban pick, you know, like an extra ban than it is like we really want axe.
Interesting. We're seeing a lot of the carries get banned out right now too. No Luna, no Ursa, no Medusa, no Terrorblade, no Spectre. So how does that How does that look for this game so far? Both teams still need it, or maybe Undying could do like carry axe or something. But what does this look like?
Yeah, this seems to be part of the meta where you pick your carry really early or it gets banned out. It's the same in Southeast Asia. Oh, as you said, the Storm Spirit.
Let's go.
Okay, so that means they're committing Dragon Knight to position 3 and probably the Storm mid, which reveals a bit of the draft. And honestly, I'm a bit surprised because with so much of the carry pool banned out, I don't know what you're gonna pick. I mean, I think I would say it's a good gyrocopter game, but that hero's like doing really bad in the qualifiers. There's this new Eastern European build where they go like 0-1-4 stats, and that one actually looks pretty good. It's IOTW and V Team doing it, but yeah, I'm not sure.
I guess this is Zoomers saying now that they kind of want to have like their Storm as their carry in this game, like be the real carry, sort of.
I mean, it's like two lines of thinking, right? Because like either you can get like a slightly better carry now, but the thing is, all the top tier ones are banned out. Like the 4 top tier carries right now are Dusa, Luna, Terrorblade, and Spectre. So if all these are banned out, maybe it's not worth picking a second tier carry now. If like you can just grab sort of like a second or tier third one with a better matchup as last pick. Like even Lifestealer, as we saw in the Super Team Arkosh's game, can carry the game if he has like good enough matchups. So I can sort of see the reasoning here. And honestly, Gunner's like a early pick hero type of guy. He's not really a hold your pick to last pick and get all the matchups.
Ooh. Interesting. The way that you're talking about that reminds me of my fantasy football drafts. You know, sort of. Do you play that at all? No, I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole because like, I've been talking about for years.
The concept makes sense, right? Like,
right. Yeah.
It's about that, like value per the pick, right? Because
exactly,
there is a trade-off always for when you pick something. Like last game we saw from 4 Zoomers where they picked that Invoker on 8, and the value is that they're getting this hero, but the trade-off is that like your draft is really susceptible because you open 2 cores, and we saw them sort of get punished for that. You know, maybe the value wasn't worth the trade-off. This time, like, we'll see with the Storm pick here and see if, like, maybe picking a carry would have been better. I mean, we won't even know because it's hard to assess stuff in Dota. It's really complicated, but I think that's the idea.
So, tell me what 4 Zoomers has left for their draft. They drafted 4. They need the hard carry.
Yeah, they probably need a carry in mid. Like, we don't know if Axe is going to be... Okay, so they go straight back for the Invoker.
Okay.
A much better Invoker game this time, right? Like he's against Storm, which is already a good matchup. I mean, the teams are flipped, but this is like maybe it's a Gunner specialty. This is I think when Brawl would feel very comfortable about it. He has really good setup for Cataclysm later, and they have a lot of team fight to back him up.
5 seconds.
Another thing. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I was just going to say it's really interesting because this time, according to Pop-Tart, Undying had first pick. So now 4 Zoomers choose Radiant. And I wonder how that's going to affect it last time because last time Undying picked Radiant. So maybe we have 2 teams that both prefer Radiant side. And I think, who was it? Maybe 1437 yesterday said that it's like easier. It's a little bit easier on Radiant side.
It's like certain things are easier on both sides, and it depends on what you're sort of prioritizing as a team. And if you ask me what it is that those things are, I don't remember what he said, so I'm just going to move on.
So Radiant has better lanes and Roshan control, and Dire has better neutral camps.
Yeah, what he said, exactly.
So, and this is the first time in like Dota history, I think, where Dire has actually had a win rate advantage through qualifiers or like pro matches. Usually, it's always Radiant.
God, thank God AUI knows because I had no idea either. Lyrical, I was like, man, I hope these guys know.
Exactly. That's what we got him. What a god. Yeah. So last round of bans, they're taking out that next tier of carries. Both teams are looking for theirs. I'm kind of wondering if there's enough of them taken, if Undying just swapped this Axe over to carry. I feel like that's something that fits really with Tomato's play style too. He can be very aggressive. Like he plays a lot of these Monkey Kings or like other heroes like that where you want to get like up and involved early on.
We even saw in his last game, he went 9-0 on the Axe, right? Like it's definitely an option for them.
Totally.
Gyro still in the pool, as mentioned. Drow out. Who is this last ban gonna be? Definitely another carry, but who even? who's even left?
It's sort of weird because these situations where literally like 10 carries are banned out from the pool, sometimes it means that you're actually at an advantage for first pick here, like on Team Undying, because you're
Right.
gonna grab legit the only carry left in the pool, and the enemy team's gonna be like, I have nothing left. Or there's only gonna be like 2 or 3 carries left, and you're like, okay, I can get the one carry that counters these two, and then your draft is not simple. It's just a weird dynamic, because usually like picking after your opponent is better.
Oh, Doom. What about more? Oh, no, Morph Band. Never mind. Take it back.
Doom ban, huh? Okay,
Yep.
so they thought they're going for the axe carry, as you mentioned. It's
Right.
probably, honestly, probably what they'll still do. Yeah, okay.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I was wondering if Zoomers were going to go for like a bristle or something, but they definitely can't do that now with the timber.
And
What
again,
is-
like, you're saying, like, they might go for a bristle or something, but, like, what's left in the carry pool that's good versus Timbersaw?
Right.
I know, it's
What's Ursa?
Gyrocopter!
Is Ursa in the pool?
No, Ursa's banned.
Ursa's banned.
Ursa banned.
Morphling's banned. These are traditionally the 3 heroes.
Oh,
Alright, so Faceless Void. That actually
Void.
is a hero
Faceless
that's
Void.
still good.
Okay.
Everyone hates Gyrocopter. It's not that good a hero. It's a terrible win rate. I just have a thing for the hero.
All right, personal preference, just like a Dark Seer for Lyrical.
There it
Oh,
is.
it looks like we have the draft set, but it looked like, you know, with all of the carries getting banned out, it seemed kind of like people had to settle. So which draft is better?
So for me, I think Undying's draft is way more robust than for Zoomers. It's not to say that they can't win on 4 Zoomers. I think the Phoenix Nick support duo, like we saw at the Animajor and ESL 1, like it's terrifying to play against. And you combine it with what I think is overall a really good Storm game, and I think these 3 heroes should take over the game.
What are your
You mean
thoughts,
an
Lyrical?
Invoker game? Overall, an Invoker game. Yeah, I'm actually going to go the other way. I believe in this Dragon Knight, and I believe in Gunner's Storm Spirit. You know, he's playing against the Nyx. He's playing against this like Invoker that might control him, but he played really impressively into a puck in the last series. It felt like he was on that day, and I just think that they're going to be able to. I think he's going to be able to carry it. I'm believing in the Zoomers this time around.
Nice. Plus, Gunnar picked the Storm Spirit that you were asking for. You asked for it,
Exactly.
and he delivered. So you're pretty much obligated, contractually signed to root for 4 Zoomers in this game.
Totally.
Me, I think I do like Undying's draft. I've seen a lot of interesting Void plays in this tournament, Eternal Envy. But yeah, I mean, I just like Undying's overall composition and the way that they were able to take Axe first and then flex him in whatever way they wanted. It just felt like a draft advantage in that sense. But we will see which draft works out as we get into Game 2 of 4 Zoomers versus Undying with Lyrical and AUI. Gentlemen, take it away.
Yes, indeed. We're into the game already, and there are no pauses this time out. It's all gone. We're just going right on into it. I know that you do like the Undying draft. How do you see this like sort of working out over the next like sort of 10 minutes or so? Because that's been the point in time where I feel like we've seen Zoomers be the strongest. Their early game momentum that they've been able to build. Do you think that Undying are going to be able to match that tempo?
I think so this game. The thing is, the early game this game is, I know you've heard this before, but when there's an Alchemist picked, it's an Alchemist game, you know? Where
Right.
there's a Nagasiren picked last game, it's a Nagasiren game where you just split push until you horribly lose because the hero is just absolute pathetic trash. But this game is a Timbersaw game, at least for the early game. He is going to lane against an Outer Titan and a Faceless Void, I think. I mean, they might try and do something weird, but that's our normal default here. And I think he should have a really good game. A lot of the early game this game will come down to if Gunnar has a good enough lane to shut down the Timbersaw. Because if Timbersaw starts rolling this game, you know, he gets to that Hood, Soul Ring, Mana Boots, these types of items, like, I'm not sure they can really stop his play this game.
Okay. Well, that's going to be the thing that we want to watch for sure. Can they shut down that Timber? Can they make him sad?
And take a look at the bottom safe lane for Zoomers. Sammy Boys actually started to cut all the trees because it's been very
Ooh.
meta for Timber Saws. I mean, the reactive armor got nerfed really hard at level 1 to just keep spamming Timber Chain for CS. You can't do that if there are no trees.
That's great. Very cool idea there, indeed. And I imagine that we're going to keep on seeing that, as he is already body blocking the wave, making sure that it comes back to meet at a better position. And Husky and Moon going to be battling slightly there as well. Boots first already on this next assassin. So this lane, maybe if Sammy can do a little bit more of these tree cutting shenanigans and make that stuff work, things can be slightly stronger here for them. But at least for the moment, going to be dealing with a lot of harassment.
You know, the more I think about it, I actually really like the Timbersaw pick, because one of the counters to carry Axe is to go aggro. Oh, top lane. Duba's getting really low here.
Going for it. Trying to find him, but won't be able to. Salve off.
Like we saw even at the Ana Major, Ame, when he got tri-laned, like he was bottom net worth on the cores in lane, because Axe just, his stats aren't that good if there are 3 heroes. They're not bad when there are 2. You can, Battle Hunger is a great tool, but it doesn't do that much when you increase the number of heroes in the lane. But you cannot go aggro if you're going to have to put a Dragon Knight versus Timbersaw in lane. So that was a good choice by them there.
Yeah, that's what we like to see. And I think that is one of the better answers that we've seen to Dragon Knight time and again. I'm a little surprised that we didn't see it banned out, particularly considering that we've had Tomato play this carry axe multiple times. But nonetheless, it's what ended up happening, and we'll see how it works for them all. At least out of the early going, nothing really standing out as being particularly bad. You can see that in the mid lane, 11-0 versus 10-1, very even so far here. I'm not sure if that one was a range creep deny or not, but Gunnar slightly ahead in terms of that XP, and we'll be keeping our eyes on it. Bottle coming out, he already has it on the Storm Spirit. Bryle obviously not going 1, and that does mean it's going to be no water rune for Gunnar. He's going to have to head on back.
That's huge, because he's on 100 mana right now with 0 bottle charges already. Even though the CS was in his favor, he sort of spent all his resources. The reason why Invoker is good in this lane is that you can just sort of spam the EMP onto Storm and he can't really get out of it. And then once there's no mana, you can out CS and harass him. We actually saw...
Taking some damage here. Is he in trouble? Chase down coming from Dubu. Has another one of those spirits. It's not going to be enough. Never mind.
But Dubu, now he's in position to stack. He's chased away the enemy support and knows where he is. He's feeling not bad about this. Ocean, he puts down the sentry. They tried to get the board, but Bra with a nice deny there. And Tomato's actually getting quite pressured in lane by DK. And Dragon Knight, this hero always surprises me by how strong he is in lane.
Dude, the Dragon Tail is super annoying. It is crazy that it's 70 mana for 70 damage, and then you also get 2.5 second stuns. You're just punching them the whole time as well.
Yeah, it's one of those spells where you use it on them, and it's very common to stun your opponent and deny a creep. But Dragon Tail, you use it, you punch them, you get a deny, and then you get another deny before they have their before they're unstunned. It's a crazy spell.
Moon making that rotation towards mid for a second, but Ocean is already there to refill the bottle and heal up Gunnar a little bit, so doesn't really have an opening to make anything happen there. Bryle tried to go for a cute little play there to stop him from getting that CS, but doesn't end up working. And with that bottle refill, that helps out Gunnar's lane quite a lot. And he also has a bounty rune to come back to afterwards.
That's a huge salvage, because Storm needs to have resources this game. We mentioned earlier, a lot of this game is going to come down to how Gunnar can control Saberlight, because you can already see at bottom, Sambo, he's getting a little bit low. Saberlight spamming his spells on him. You just go for 2 in Timber Chain at level 3 or 4, and yeah, you can try to sustain with Time Walk, but it's a 4-second cooldown versus your 18-second cooldown right now.
Yeah, very annoying. And they keep that pressure on. Husky is going to move on in and has the salve for afterwards, cutting down those trees as much as possible. Yeah, obviously, once level 6 comes around, then he's just going to have to skedaddle on out of here. It'll be a bit too much.
Brau actually, he missed the EMP there, and that's really big for Gunnar. Because EMP, of course, it gives mana back to Invoker. Oh,
Chance? Moon? Maybe in a little bit of trouble here. They don't have the ability to chase him down, but that was a good job there to keep that pressure onto the Nyx Assassin. But Bryle's doing pretty good here mid.
Yeah, and this is something that supports have gotten really good at, just getting these sacks off. But there is a little bit of read from 4 Zoomers. They've pre-blocked the enemy Ancients. Moon, when you stack these camps, you'll keep your camera over and listen to that sound. But the thing is, sometimes Dota betrays you, so he might not even realize that he missed a stack with no sound. You know, you just think, oh, it's bugged. I didn't hear a sound.
Right.
And that's economic damage right there. Already stopping the Axe's carried progression.
Yeah, really good stuff.
Kill them all, kill them all.
So they're doing a good job in that regard, at least. You can see that they have both Ocean and Husky set up in the mid lane here.
Classic for Zoomers, role-playing Vici Gaming, literally bring their 2 supports to mid lane at 5 minutes and 15 seconds every single game, try to use a catapult. This game, though, they're going
smoking
for something different.
Radiant are scanning.
They know about the stacks, that's why. This is a really good read.
Yeah, Gunner just got level 6. They're going to go on to Tomato, try and find that catch. Pulls him back in afterwards. The taunt is there, but the bushwhack afterwards, and the kill. This is why I want to see this guy play it. That was
Husky
nice.
just smacks him, takes the first blood. Stupid core doesn't deserve the kill. I called the smoke, give it to me. It's a really good mentality as the support.
Yeah, definitely. That's what you want to see. Moon, though, gonna try and sneak this one away, but the bushwhack will put an end to that one. And in fact, if they're not careful, Moon might end up... Oh my god, is he gonna get that bounty? No, he'll get it denied away. And
Look at
the
the
big
space,
jump.
though.
Pulled back in. Turns into the stun, looking for a kill, and they're gonna give that one to Gunner.
The space boys.
There you go.
Oh, bottom lane though. Saberlight has his level 6. He has mana boots and soul ring, and I don't know if Sammy Boy can sustain here. He has to play very safe. Meanwhile, there's like a wagon who's going to eventually pressure the tower. And once the Chakram comes out, it's very hard to stay in the lane.
Saberlight's doing a good job too. He doesn't want to get like time dilated on multiple spells, so he's not just using his whole pool right now. And Sammy's going to have to jump away from it afterwards.
Yeah, they do have the Chrono now, and Storm is going back to base. I'd like to see them TP a support down here and Chrono him and kill him with 3 heroes.
Nice catch for a kill, as Dubu able to get that one. So they didn't manage to take away the stacks from Tomato, but they did at least find that kill on him. And now Brax is moving over to come and try and contest yet again. Go question mark as it's all happening. Tomato actually breaks the salve, finds the stun.
CT.
They could jump if they want to. Husky is there as well, trying to find a couple more right clicks, but the tornado from Bryle, the EMP, will put a stop to that. So he did manage to take most of the stacks, as we do have another pause coming out. Not sure exactly what's going on.
I love pauses.
Do you now? Really?
Yes, everyone loves pauses. The audience, the casters, the players.
Yeah.
Really want more pauses in Dota.
Absolutely. Well, so far a very slow game. 2-1 in terms of this kill score at the 7-minute mark. What else do we have coming out here soon? It looks like it's going to be Tread soon for Storm. He is right now the highest CS in the game, not quite the highest net worth. That honor is actually on Brax, who's had a really good series so far.
Yeah, we saw, for sure, Brax has been playing phenomenally. Not just, wait, did you say good last series today? Because he played really well versus Bumblebees.
He's just a good player, man. Take
He
it whenever you want.
Good. Brax is like one of those guys who's been grinding out for years, you know? Ever since like LGD Int, he's sort of been like sort of on the verge of like breaking through, and honestly, he's one of the guys who I think like I'd really like to see him at TI. That being said, it's like the same for like some of the guys on Undying, right? With like Tomato and Bryle, even the return of Moon Meander.
I mean, that's what's so tough about this, right? Like, both of these teams have just such great stories, whether it's the Zoomers who, like, stuck together through thick and thin throughout, like, multiple years, trying to get better together as a squad, or whether it's Undying, sort of, like, having these sages from, you know, the past come back and lead a new generation. And I did an interview with Tomato, and we sort of talked about his desire to play competitively and, like, you know, get back into it after going back down to South America for a little while and now coming back and playing in the NA region. It's like he's sort of trying to revitalize his career as well. It's just a story of revitalization for all of these teams. And unfortunately, it can only be one person that wins.
For sure. Now that's just the harsh reality of competition, right? Like,
and it's not you, Aui. It's not you. You don't get to win.
no,
Sorry.
I played on Arkosh. There's no way we're winning anything. The fact
No.
that we won some games is also a little bit embarrassing for the region. But I want to mention this game. Oh, actually, I want to talk about one thing, because there's some all chat going on between the teams. I know you've muted them for the voice lines.
Right, of course.
But what I find interesting is, in this day and age, oftentimes, the players have muted so many of each other that when the game is paused, they don't know whether they're allowed to unpause or not because they're all muted. They don't see the goals. I just think it's a really funny thing that just happens now. It's just for no reason, OG. like that just seems to have to mute each other.
This is why we need the admin to unpause. That's what needs to happen.
I feel like
eventually.
admins should do that. Actually, I think admins should be the only ones allowed to unpause personally, but I don't think it's that big a deal.
But players can pause, but they can't unpause.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think that would just be fair. But anyways, one thing that I'm a little bit like, the game has felt a little bit slow, but I'm surprised that there hasn't been more stacks on Dire. I mean, we saw Moon go for the ancient stack and it was blocked, but this hard camp is like not stacked at all in the triangle. Usually when you have Axe, you expect to see more stacks. Maybe it's just, you know, Nyx is a melee hero. Maybe he didn't prioritize it. He did get both water runes this game, which helped mid a lot. But yeah, I'm just a thing to note, because Axe will ult farm carry Void if he has stacks specifically.
I did manage to see, by the way, because I can look at the program feed for us, that Gunnar said "What's up" and nobody responded. So I'm assuming that they all have Gunnar muted.
No, look how many chat lines he's using. He's 100% muted. It's not like these guys play pubs every day together.
Yeah.
It's not like they hate each other. It's just, oh, look at Sammy Boy has Saberlight unmuted. I'm keeping a mental note of that. Saberlight's a good matter player, that means, aka not spamming chat wheel.
You like to see it.
And we can see at bottom, Ocean, he's just trying to drag the creep wave alive. He wants to no-tail it up, just drag the creeps out and get EXP.
Well, he's gonna have no tail in a second. The squirrel's getting chopped up. Get out of there, Ocean. It's not safe. Does get the bushwhack out. Trying to hide away, but the chakram is there for the finish. So in the meantime, they're also actually taking that top tier 1 tower as well. So there's a trade-off that's happening here.
For sure. These plays, oh, get to the line? Nope. He wouldn't have got it with that hit anyways. It was 17 HP versus, actually maybe he's 68 damage. That's pretty high. Surprise for Phoenix. These plays where like you try to drag the creep wave away from the tower and keep it alive longer, they're very weird, because even when you succeed like that, if you die, I don't know how much it's worth, because it's not like you got control over the area. You sort of just like delayed Timbersaw a bit in exchange for a kill. It wasn't like now you're going to defend the tower or you got a lot of EXP. So it's curious to think about, because like the default is just to do that. It's not like Ocean did something bad there, or like even unnatural. It's just I don't know what the actual end result is, because I mean, it's so hard to calculate things in Dota. There's so many variables and stuff going on.
Look at this, though. Ryle underneath the ward. They're not quite going to be able to get him there. He just walks away the other side. I guess that's one of the things that's interesting there, right? Like, because when Wyvern does that, or one of those other heroes, what you end up seeing is, like, you know, the whole creep wave dies to Splinter Blast or something, and then you get the XP from the dying creep wave. But in this situation, didn't really end up happening that way. Right now, at least, Brax also about 1,000 gold away from Blink Dagger. We've got the Fairies Trinket on Storm. On the side of Undying, what are they looking for as far as like their timing? This Timbersaw's already taken his tower. Do they try and head mid next?
I think they probably want to just chill for a little bit. They don't have the levels on their supports to make the move yet. I think their first move is sort of going to come with the 10 minutes, the Tome onto Nyx. He won't be level 6 yet, but Dubu is really high level this game because Axe, you know, he cleared those stacks with the jungle early. He's been doing what Hoodwink sort of taught, but except without dying. Ooh, they're going to know where he is.
Spots him. Quick jump. They got the pull afterwards and the dive away from Dubu. Husky tries to catch him. Won't quite be able to. So they will TP out, but looks like Husky, again, as has happened a lot last game, will be the one sacrificed there.
And that's huge, because now Moon Meander gets to take middle. He's sort of been self-sacrificial this game. We saw him like try to snipe that top bounce rune, etc. Now he gets to take a lane and take the book and get his level 6.
Okay.
I think that play by Undying, it looks really small, but I like the idea of what they did. Like, they don't have any timings, so what you should do is not like just spread out AFK and split up farm, you know? What you should do is like think about what your opponent's gonna do. They have a little bit of strength over you. They might make a low plan top, and instantly, like, Saberlight's ready to TP, Brow's already rotating, and now with the level 6 of Phoenix, you do have your play. You just stay proactive while you don't have your time.
Brax gonna get jumped on here in this top side, and yeah, it'll be a pretty easy kill. They don't even have to use that egg you're talking about, so they can make this move with the tier 1 tower taken and the catapult. Can there be any counterplay right now from 4 Zoomers? It does look like they're smoked up on Gunnar and Ocean and looking for somebody, but nobody's home. Wait, maybe a chance Tomato? Oh, this would be a nice kill if they could connect with this. Oh, do they spot him? They do. Okay, so they get vision, ready to jump, sharpshooter available, trying to find him, queuing it up, but the taunt able to interrupt, and they just don't connect. Gunnar didn't go for the pull there.
Dire's bottom tower
Do get a lot
Yeah.
of tower rotations, but it's not huge.
Honestly, a little bit of clutch call from Tomato, right? Like Gunnar knew that he needed a little bit more damage. His smoke broke a bit earlier than he wanted, and like, you know, a little side step from Tomato means you missed the first zip damage, which means like the second zip for the pull is a bit harder. And honestly, good reaction from 4 Zoomers. They messed up the initiation a bit, and they were just like, okay, let's let it go. Don't commit harder
Right.
and double down on a mistake. It's okay to just make a mistake. And as a result, like his Storm and Hoodwink both die there. Like this game is, it's looking real bad, right? But now they're still gonna play Dota. I mean, I don't favor them in terms of map control this game for sure, especially with that top tower dying, making it harder to enter their jungle. But there's still a game of Dota to be played here.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll watch for it. 12 minutes in, and Blink Dagger done. This is probably one of the big things they've been waiting for on 4 Zoomers to really get that initiation going. And we'll see if Brax decides to group up with his team around this now. Who do we have coming over there? Yeah, Ocean has Sharpshooter back up again. We've got the TP coming in from Gunnar. Also, he's going to have a full mana pool.
are scanning.
Did Brax show his Blink Dagger on that last creep there?
I don't think
Oh,
so.
he's TPing bottom though.
Yeah. Moon?
Wait, what?
Yeah, they saw Moon over here on this ward, but then he backs out and realizes it.
They're gonna
They
smoke?
still see him. They can jump him here. Ow, right on top of where's the dust? Didn't have anything. All right, that was weird. He literally blinked right on top of Moon.
The thing is, like, a Blink Dagger on your offlane it is like this early is sort of like an investment because Blink doesn't give you any stats. It doesn't help you scale. What it does is it lets you kill. If you do not get a kill with the item immediately when you get it, you're basically like missing your timing. You're
Radiant's
essentially
bottom
like
tower is under
removing damage to your opponent and like not getting some gold on your own. It's a big deal that this doesn't connect.
Well, they can maybe get a second chance at it here. I mean, they spot all these creeps. They're stacked up. Ocean gonna get chased out a little bit again. Gunner's still hanging around this area. But it will be Undying that still hold this side of the map. Now, at the same time, you do have Sammy that's down bottom getting consistent farm for himself as well. So maybe right now, Zoomers are just feeling like not super pressured to make moves because they know that they've got a farming void.
That's
but
a good
definitely
point.
feeling like they're missing an opportunity with the blink on
I think
Brax.
especially with the fact that they blocked the enemy ancients for so long,
Right.
they don't feel as pressured as you would normally. Because at the animator, like I saw Alme with a 13-minute Manta style, you know?
Right.
Like Brax is still quite far from his Manta,
Oh.
specifically because he didn't have stacks.
Yeah. Thought he was going to go on that one. Regen rune. Oh, Gunner able to bottle it. The paddle and the run for the regen. Moon right on
Moon's
top of him.
walking
They
in
spot
there.
him. Pulls him back in afterwards. Goes for the break. Pull back afterwards. Gunner taking a lot of damage though. Do they even have to kill him? He goes down. Oh no. And now the stun afterwards. He's dead for 30 seconds. They even pop the egg. And I think they got to just back out. 2 dead for that. Getting a little bit greedy. A little bit greedy.
But that, honestly, that was
Dash.
just a beast play by Moon.
Yeah, really well done. Good recognition. They have the catch now onto Saberlight, but as soon as he pops that hood, they just have to back away. With no storm still up for 5 seconds, Undying starting to take a little bit of a lead now in this game.
Yeah, he just straight baited a Storm Spirit who had to. Oh, Gunner's going for that patented zip onto hard camp play that he talked about.
Perfect.
Maybe there's a guy there, maybe there's not, but I just died. I'm going to use this Regen Rune to farm and catch
Oh
up.
no, he's going to be underneath the ward here. He's going to be right underneath the ward here. Gunner gets caught. He still has a good mana pool, but can they get the stun? They find him. This is tragic. Death into tip. The classic.
That's a rough one. Perfect read on the map from Undying there. And we're really starting to see, like, this is why Invoker is a good pick for Storm. Whereas, like, Anti-Mage, Ember, Storm, Void Spirit, what you do is you throw out your Tornado, you Code Snap them, and then when they land, the Tornado actually instant procs the Code Snap again. So it easily sets up any stuff like Nick Stun, Lion Stun, whatever other catch you have. You change your spells, and, you know, you just do a lot of damage, and you'll catch these elusive heroes. It's part of the reason, like this Storm pick on the 3rd pick, it sort of broke draft structure.
Right.
Like, you wanted to be able to flex DK, and Undying in both games, I feel like they've done a good job at punishing. Oh, 1 second here, mid.
Now they're going to get him. Ocean. Oh, wait a minute. Ocean doing some fancy footwork, trying to escape. Get away. No. Little squirrel dead. He goes down there. Dude,
I think
Saberlight's a beast.
he is. He really is. And it's all to do with the fact that they broke draft structure. Like, normally you would be able to get a mid hero that deals with this Timbersaw from their position in a draft, or an offlaner that he can 1v1 him and you go Ego versus Axe. But because of how they drafted, they were so inflexible that Undying punished them. It was the same story in game 1. You picked a Invoker Axe like that, you're vulnerable if your opponent chooses to do it. And like, look at this Timbersaw. Like, he's getting stomped in the enemy tier 1.
Right.
He doesn't care. There's nothing that touches us in this game because you don't have like a Leshrac mid, you don't have a Batrider mid, you have a Storm Spirit.
I mean, some of the thing too that's ended up working out so well in this game has been like the warding game that's constantly into their favor. And right now, they do jump forward and find that Invoker, buddy into the stun again. All right, Bushwhack afterwards. Gunner trying to get out. The Chrono, the big ol' ulti eggs on the other side though. This one's gonna pop, gotta run, gotta hide, and they all get out. The Invoker ends up going down, but Brax looking for the follow-up kill. This is why they drafted that Dragon Knight, to keep the chase going. They managed to find 2 with that Chrono, and Zoomer's getting a little bit of much-needed life in this one.
Yeah. A little bit of Kyle bleeding into me here, a little bit of a cast the curse, but
Perfect.
for Zoomers, they recognize the situation. Like, I'm talking about this game way too harshly. Like, this game's not over at all, and they're making the right plays. You know, the enemy's being cocky, they're bringing 4 heroes into a triangle, bring 5 and punish them.
Right.
And as a result, they get 2 kills, and, you know, that's big swing. However, now you don't have ETLT, you don't have Chronosphere, their mid towers are 300 HP. Look at Undying, they're already TPing heroes to mid. They just want to finish off this objective and be able to take back control.
This is what you need to do on Undying for sure, is punish those long cooldowns, and, well, they do find themselves Husky yet again. These sort of casual pickoffs that we're seeing, very good for Undying. It does, again, slow down that push, but only for a second, because this tower is going down. In the meantime, Brax is going to try and pressure up top a little bit here. And it's a 3,000 gold lead. Probably thinking towards Roche in the next little bit. As Saberlight, he's not even going to let Brax hit away at it for a second. He has Yules. Oh no, Brax. What is he meant to do at this point now? They get the freaking Sunray on him. Brax trying to escape, but to no avail. I don't know what it is. It's like these little moments where it feels like Zoomers are... you know, things are kind of going good for a second, and then a couple of them randomly die around the map.
Yeah, and one thing I have noted is that, holy crap, Sammy Boy is so farmed on Faces. I can't believe he's out-farming an Axe.
Right.
Like, Faces Void is not a hero that farms fast, but maybe he got the last hit on Brow there, and it was really big in that last engagement. Let me actually see.
Okay. You take a look-see at that one. We'll keep
Yeah,
our eyes
he
on
did
whatever
get the
else
last
is
hit
going
on Brow, but he's managed to go ahead of Axe when he was from behind. Like, you don't see that on Faces Void very often, so I want to commend him there for that. But still, like, it's looking a little Pepe sauce. Like, as soon as Axe get his blink and his shard, they're just gonna non-stop aggression on the side of Undying. This time they do have a carry hero, unlike Zoomer's lineup last time that uses Alacrity into Axe, and you know. How are they solving the Timbersaw? I'm not seeing any solutions come out right now.
It's going to be tough, definitely. We'll have to see if they can get into those items later on, whether that be a Spirit Vessel or something else. But at least now, as we get closer and closer to that 20-minute mark, they are trying to, again, make a bit of a move up towards this top side of the map. Bryle has the Aghanim Scepter queued up, getting close to it, and Ocean seeing if he can find an angle, jump forward. They got him. Good stun, good turn into a kill. Easy peasy. And again, this pickoff game is what you're looking for if you're the 4 Zoomers.
Really good kills coming out from them here. And specifically good for Ocean, because obviously he was the bottom net worth hero in this game. He still is, but he also was back then. But now at least he gets a kill, and he's like starting to shape up a bit. You know, maybe he gets a 20-minute tone, gets to his level 2 ulti, and he can increase this pickoff game that you're talking about. I also wanted to note that Ocean was able to get 2 very crucial D wards. He got one both on his hill in the triangle and in the enemy jungle to the left side of the outpost there. Okay. Those are very important because that pickoff doesn't happen if Undying has vision.
Right. Yeah, you need to sort of get that down. And that was one of the ways that, you know, Gunner got picked off that second death as well, zipping right on top of that other ward. Tomato, like you had mentioned, has the Mad Style done now, also getting into that level 15 talent. It is kind of interesting at this point how far away from the rest of his team he's been playing. Just trying to sort of keep it constantly shoved in along this bottom lane and then farm out the rest of the jungle. But yeah, he's going to TP and try and group up with his team now, it looks like.
For sure. But Tomato hasn't seen an enemy hero in the last like 15 minutes of this game.
Right.
And even in those first 5 minutes, he's like only the lane.
All right, big opportunity here. Brax showing in the mid lane, so is Sammy. They're grouping together. Tomato goes for the call, finds one. It's going to be enough to get him dead on Brax. They do have Chronosphere available now. What do Undying want to do with this kill? It looks like just try and translate it into more if possible. And Sammy doesn't appear to care, but should a little bit.
I think this kill is basically just for map control. You just want to keep hunting down heroes. Oh, Braw's finding Gunner top. I think you might have him. Oh, a little bit off in the angle there.
Round 2 now. Sammy. Dual Scepter by Saberlight. Already used now. Time dilation. Not going to matter. And he gets out of there afterwards. Okay, they're fine. So just resetting the fight.
Timbersaw still a big problem, and you see, I just don't understand how is Sammy Boy so high net worth. Like, this is so weird to me. Because like when I think of Faces Boy, he's like Spectre, you know, like you hit creeps one by one, nothing's dying. You just if you get forced to jungle early, you should feel awful. I guess like he even got kicked out of lane relatively early. Went to the jungle. Yeah, I guess it's I don't know. He's hit a lot of lane creeps. That has to be it. Maybe he does something on carry. I'm gonna have to watch after.
He does have 233 last hits.
That is a lot of CS for a Faces Boy. Over 10 CS on a hero that has no nukes.
Yeah. Well, again, Sammy spots this illusion there. Moon right on top of him. Just use Time Walk. It's scary. The taunt is there. Cataclysm afterwards. Sammy needs to get it off a second away, but it's not going to be soon enough. Tomato finds the dunk, gets the kill. Stomp afterwards. Ocean tries to escape. It looks like he has an avenue, but will it be enough? Dual Scepter left up there. The egg even popped. They don't even want to give him a chance. The chase down continues. Tomato looking for another blink. The call, it's there. It's good. Dude.
Yep, that's Roche. What just happened? Did Sammy Boy try to bait mid by using Time Walk? Like in front of them or something?
I'm not sure.
Because
that was very strange.
That was almost sick. They got the turnaround. They used Cataclysm only on the Faces Void. I'm like, holy crap, Sammy Boy's gonna bait this, Time Walk in, and Chrono Mod, they're gonna win the game here. And I clicked on him, and he had 2 seconds left on Time Walk. Yeah. Like, it made no sense. Like, he got, I don't even know when he Time Walked, but he knew they were coming. 4 Zoomers are all positioned behind him, and he chose to be, like, cocky enough to use his Time Walk there. Just a little bit questionable of a decision there from him.
No. Well, and again, you know, if it's half a second
Tomato,
later,
you just dropped your
separated,
Mantis
then,
on the ground.
Right, that's good.
Okay, he's going back with the Haitian to pick it up.
You know, you get half a second difference right there, and that's suddenly going to be in a better position. They find the Nyx now. Looking for that jump. Tomato is not going to be able to come to interrupt this one.
Yeah, good punish from the 4 Zoomers there. Anytime like a hero walks in there solo when you're behind, you have to take the kill. Like just use some spells, even if you have to use your sharpshooter, some DK LTs, you stun them, take the kill. You can't let them walk in there and just give up the entire map.
Right. Okay, well, 7 of 14, 6,000 gold lead now. Undying, doing everything right at this point in time. They don't have Egg for 25, and we do still have the Chronosphere available on the Zoomers, but also, likewise, Cataclysm is available for the Undying squad.
Oh, Tomato?
Jumps. Ooh. That was scary.
I think he canceled that because he didn't see anyone beside him, but he actually would have hit Sammy Boy in the fog there.
What are all these drawings
scary
on the map? I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of drawings happening to push out lanes. That's what it looks like, at least.
Those look sort of tilty. Like, you know, it's not the calm line. Like, okay, so my armchair Reddit, Psychoanalysis here.
Perfect.
Sammy Boy drew those lines, and he's just seething right now because of the last kill.
Yeah, that's great.
Right, ET's dead. Okay. ET's alive. Poggers. He's dead. He's alive.
Amazing caster curse. And instead, it might be Moon that goes down. As they jump in. Ooh, but the Andisk. Nice,
Did that come on the
and afterwards, the Cataclysm. Oh, he has BKB, but it won't save you from that. as Gunnar goes down again. Sammy, though, turns, tries to make this happen. They don't have buyback on the Storm Spirit. Can they kill one? They get Moon, but that's Chrono for Moon, and the egg is down, and now they're going to look for more afterwards.
Three-man call.
Jump forward call. Tomato finds it perfectly into the meat grinder. They take him down, and now Sammy trying to salvage something. He wants to kill Brile. He wants to kill anybody. Dubu, give me a kill. But is it going to be enough? In the end, he too will fall. A triple for Tomato, and his team appreciating some greatness.
God, I love Tomato's axe. Last game against Zoomers, we also saw him hit a crucial 3-man call at the ramp around Roshan. This time, it's always a patience, you know? Everyone in the game is looking at Faceless Void, but Tomato's already on the next level. He understands the movement of the enemy team. They're all going to try to help the Void, and he calls a 3-man on the backline again. It's just, It's so solid, because he's like in the carry mindset, right? Like, he can bait his teams, get a little bit more out of your initiation, and you just make the better play for it. Like, what a call.
You know, I think that there was this moment at the end of the first season of the DPC. I sat down with him, I talked to him about him, and he had said that he's not taking any breaks. He wasn't taking any breaks. The only thing he was focused on was TI. The only thing he wanted to talk about was TI. He just stayed at home and played Dota that entire time. Like, even when his own team was out taking breaks. Like, this guy is super motivated, and that hard work is paying off right now. As he is carrying his team to the victory, at least in this game number 2, unless something changes. And Zoomers, they're a very solid team. They've also put in the hard work. They spot Ocean there with that Sunstrike, throwing everything out, trying to get away, and actually Ocean manages to escape, just barely.
Very nifty play.
That was cool.
And Tomato, he's, as you said, he's really put the work in. Last time I checked, he was like rank 6, you know, Brile's rank 3. These guys on Undying, like, there's a reason why they're looking so good. They've really put the work in. They've flushed out their concepts. We heard from Tomato, and I noticed personally as well that Moon Meander, he's really good with the Dota theory. Right. Like, he will make you a better player if you're willing to work with him on it, like, and have an open mind to his ideas, and he's clearly done that for Tomato. Just such stellar play. Their team fighting's going apart, but, you know, not to hype up Undying too much. Like, I think...
Well, you did it. I just said the first thing.
Yeah, like, for Zoomers. No, for this game, you know, because I think they're a fantastic team overall.
Totally.
But this game, the one thing that 4Zoomers does have going for them is that you do have the Storm base offense, and Faceless Void is still like that. Traditionally, I will out-carry you in this game if it goes late enough.
Right. I mean, there's a part of me that, like, you know, just wants to see Axe Carry not be able to succeed slightly, but you know, at the same time, there's a reason that it's not looked good for or it's sort of struggled previously, and they will run into Husky there. Sammy realizes, oh god, they're in the area. Oh, does Moon find him? They did find Husky, but they can't even get that kill. They both TP out. They're away. Oh, and Husky's giving the tips now. All right, they got their mojo back. They're ready to go. As soon as you see those tips fly, you know it. And Saberlight. Oh, Cataclysm afterwards. Gunnar living through that one. Doesn't get hit by the taunt, but they got the catch onto Sammy Boy. Jumps away. Able to reset that damage. Has Chronosphere back up if they want to use it now. Thinking about it. Chrono connects onto 3, but where's the follow-up? Where's the damage? The Earth Splitter coming through, bringing him down low. Is it enough? They get that kill. Tomato, though, with the big call, the taunt, takes down Sammy. Gunnar jumps in from downtown, but not a huge mana pool. He has to back out now. So they get 1-2 kills on Invoker and the Nyx, but those big bad carries you talked about, Aui, they don't have an answer for Saberlight. Don't have an answer for Tomato. And Gunnar, I mean, if they want to turn up on him, might just be able to get him, or maybe not. Thinking about a jump onto Tomato, but Saberlight's still living, doesn't need to worry about it. Got the heals from Dubu.
And he still has Essence Ring and Bloodstone. He's not worried at all.
What a god.
Did you know that I actually got tricked by this very unreliable person who told me that Bloodstone was dispellable? It was just a heinous act of lying.
I don't know who would do that. That
yeah,
sounds like
I don't know who would do that, but
thing.
Bloodstone is actually not dispellable. Just a PSA for everyone out there who I might have tricked based off this misinformation.
It was me.
It was you.
I told him that.
And, you know, the wiki said it. It's not like it's some malicious thing. But, you know, this is Dota. You don't deserve to know information from tooltips on the wiki running game.
I didn't want Arkosh to win. I had to do whatever I could.
I didn't want Arkosh to win, so I'm glad you did that.
Saberlight again. Yeah, like you're saying, he just doesn't have to worry about anything this game right now. Like, his team can get there quickly. Like, he's got a Yule Scepter afterwards, Eternal Shroud. And then, of course, the be-all, end-all item, the Sange. The mega busted Sanj. Oh, God. Well, 31 minutes in and 13,000 gold lead. Again, Zoomers start out with a decent early game and things start to fall apart in the mid game. It's looking rough for them.
Yeah, it just feels like a draft punish though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Solo kill. Brow's styling a bit. He almost has refresher on Brow, by the way. That's gonna be hype.
Gunner, ooh, wasn't able to catch there. Would have been really good. Yeah. 30 net worth at 30 minutes is the highest he's ever had on any hero for Saberlight. Dang.
He is beasting it up. He's 10-0-7. No, he's just a Timbersaw when you pick 2 of your cores already. You only have carry pick left. Like,
Right.
what can you do? Like,
It's true.
keep a proper draft structure next time. Which, honestly, it does give me hope a bit, right? Because I think these 2 games, they've been pretty significant outdrafts by Undying on Zoomers. Draft is the only thing that you can fix in series, basically. Like, everything else, you have to work on it. It takes time. Draft, you can literally go as a drafter. Guys, my bad. This idea was wrong. Let's reset, and the next game's these series, we're going to take it. And that's sort of what happened, like, in the, the Fnatic TNC finals we just had in Southeast Asia.
Right.
TNC was up 2-0. Fnatic made a draft adjustment. Boom, 3-0. Raven literally doesn't die for the rest of the series. It was like 45-0 and 45. This is insane. But maybe we'll see that here.
There's a chance. There is a possibility. Jump forward stun. Find Moon. Jump away. Baiting spells. Gunner goes in afterwards. BKB is pop, living for the moment. Wait, he chronoed his buddy. Is that enough? He's out of there and dead. Gunner just got chronoed Sunstrike. The Invoker's on the other team. Okay. Buys back afterwards. Big jump from downtown. Tries to find a kill. Saberlight turned around upon. Dubu is going to fall. Gunner low on HP, low on mana, low on everything. Fort Staff saved. The Storm Husky got him out alive. Turn now. Pull in. Tries to find it and gets him. Saberlight, though, is still so hard to deal with. He's pop Bloodstone, pop Essence Ring, still has that Yules. The only one left alive on Undying, but they buy back on Moon. They buy back on Tomato. They want to get in and save if they can. The Stomp is there to stop them, but there's the big call. Only on to Ocean. Yules Scepter lift up afterwards. Brax is in some trouble. They cost a lot of buybacks to get this one, but they kept their Timber alive.
Oh my god. It looks like there's a chance, boys. They've committed a lot of resources to that fight. The gold might not have swung that much, but... Okay, I was going to say, but look at the EXP.
Yeah, well, that was unfortunate. That was one of the components of the Ags there for Gunner on that Courier.
Ooh. Man, Dire, they just have such good setups for the Sunstrikes. You have Nick Stun, you have Axe Claw, you have Chronosphere. But it's like, it's sort of planned, right? Like, he Chronos, he uses Refresher Cataclysm from far away on Invoker, and Storm Tide's back, and I would heavily put that fight, even though they end up losing net worth, in the favor of Zoomers. It's not about, like, not having the Storm buyback, it's the fact that when you're behind, you need to create imbalances in the position. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to win the game. The imbalance in the position right now is that there are 3 heroes on Undying who do not have buyback. Those are openings right now. If you kill any of those 3 heroes, you can force an uneven fight. It doesn't matter if your Storm doesn't have buyback. You need to take that risk because you're not winning by standard play.
That's fair, and it's something to watch for here over the next couple of minutes, particularly with this next Roche respawning 8 seconds away. Now, if you're Zoomers, you would love that to be like, 30 seconds longer, because Chrono's still on cooldown. It's about to respawn with Bryle in the pit, and I think they're just going to go right away to take it. God, and this is a tough one. This is really hard, because it feels like they have to contest. This is Aegis, Cheese, Aghanim Shard, but it's not going to be quick enough.
No, they don't have Chronosphere for another 13 seconds. They're still going to smoke up, but... Oh, look, an Alacrity carry killing Roshan. Feels good, man.
It's the way it needs to happen, and just a couple of seconds too late for the Zoomers means that they are not going to be able to contest that one. Underneath some vision now, this fight is going to be so difficult. They get the Shard onto Saberlight now. Who is it that has the cheese, actually?
Probably... Oh, not Invoker, actually. Maybe Nyx Assassin? Wait. Oh, it's in the pit. Classic Dota.
Oh my god, what are you guys doing?
Honestly, like, I don't think it'll make a difference in this game. The thing that Undying has just done is there was some imbalance in the position. You didn't have heroes with buyback. You kill the Axe again. Potentially you can snowball and win the game. but you can't do that if he has an Aegis. And it's just going to be 5 minutes of oppression now, and then he's going to buy back up again. So your entire window is gone with this one Roshan spawn.
Or you just kill him twice.
Or you just kill him twice, you kill his entire team, the enemy throne explodes, and you win the game. That is true.
This is how Dota works, Howie. I don't know
Thank
if you
you.
knew. It is almost Aghanim Scepter done for Gunner. That's another thing that can sort of work for him. But yeah, this next tier of items is going to be so strong from Undying.
Sammy Boy did pick up a full Ayascati plus the Shard recently.
Okay.
So he's actually having a huge power spike. I was sort of questioning who's going to deal with the Timbersaw. Apparently, they're just going to hit him with Scotty, and like that's a lot of regen reduction. Hopefully he dies.
Seems good.
I do have a bit of a spoiler, though.
What's that?
I don't think he's going to die on Timbersaw.
Okay. You know,
Because,
he's big
he's
boy.
very strong.
Is he going back for, what's his item that he's got right now coming out for
Probably
Timber?
Aghanims. Yeah, he's going for the Aghanims. It's just the highest damage item. If you're unkillable in Dota, sometimes the best thing to do is not to just build more tanky, it's to make them feel like they have to kill you. Just build a lot of damage. You RNGesus up a Spell Prism, and you just, you're gonna own.
Right, this is wild. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna take that one instead. Interesting. I would have thought he won the Spell Prism, but more survivability. It's got double Yules now.
Brawl probably asked for the Spell Prism. He's already opened up a slot, and it is quite nice. It'll take off the time dilation for him, which is a huge deal. You don't have to commit your Yule Scepter for that, and like potentially be able to like dodge some of the spells coming out from the Radiant.
Smoke up from Zoomers. They weren't able to connect in onto Bryle, and instead going to have to just content themselves with pushing out this wave. TP on back home as Undying recognize the potential for a go, and they will smoke out themselves. Aren't able to connect, but that's still fine as this net worth lead continues to grow. There was a DD rune that was up top, but nobody picked that one up, and now it's just going to be an invis there for Bryle afterwards. So next round of items. Do they have them yet top? On the Zoomers? They don't yet.
Just kidding. Yeah, and those plays, like both smokes didn't connect. But again, this is sort of bad for Zoomers. Like you need something to happen. You want to force something while the enemy doesn't have their buybacks, even though they have the Aegis. They went for that like sort of sneaky kill on Evoker. That was a great play. But just in general, this series, Undying, like there's not many 4 Zoomer smokes that have connected. They've just been one step ahead on Undying.
Good jump away there. Almost able to connect. Yeah, the inability to connect on the plays really hurts them for sure. And the other thing now is just being stuck inside your base, right? Like you want to get that next tier of items for Zoomers on the neutrals, but just nowhere to farm, and Undying keeping them stuck in their base. I am a little surprised that Undying aren't opting to try and like just sort of push high ground, but I guess as you said, there's like so much high ground defense from the Zoomers, the ET and the Storm and Faceless Void. It's like a little bit scary.
I think they're waiting for the Wind Waker on Timbersaw just to make sure nothing bad can happen. But honestly, I do feel a little bit like they're playing a bit too safe. I mean, they don't have much building damage. It's pretty much just Timbersaw's Shard. But there's like, what is it, like 45 seconds on Aegis? And I think they're like seeing it now, like, oh, maybe we should have gone already. It's not like they stopped scaling though, so they're not under any pressure. But who knows?
Oh, the pullback. Ocean did take a lot of damage from that Cataclysm, but baiting out the Cataclysm, and now with Aegis going down, this could be a nice timing for them.
For sure. One of the worst things is you use one Sunstrike or like Black or Ravage. You really don't want to pop your Refresher to only use one other one, like in 2 minutes before it's up or something.
Right.
And I mean, again, there still is Storm Dota to be played. He's going to have a lot of regen. He's going to zip and kill all your waves.
You guys see that? Sammy just gave him a smiley face. Like, what the hell? These guys are crazy.
Yep.
Ooh, this would be good for Tomato, though, going forward. Gets the level 25, the extra AoE on Berserker's Call. So all these times where it's just been like that little bit difference between them. And they'll potentially be able to catch him this time. Apparently
noise
there's some noise
outside, sorry.
Emergency.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Well, hopefully there's no problems. I don't know who it was that paused.
No, I don't have...
Oh, it was Brax pause.
Uh-oh.
Hopefully he's okay. Mr. Brax.
XXXX.
No. Well, this is going to give us a good opportunity here to sort of just talk about like the way that we've seen this drafting go, because it feels to me like the way you've talked about this is that's been the main issues for the Zoomers, is the drafting that they've been able to do and not being able to like sort of either revealing what their strat was too early, or going for some type of a bit too wild of a counterplay, like with the Naga Siren in game number 1. If you were thinking and you were Zoomers at this point, what would sort of what would your idea be to try and like shut down Undying in the draft? Do you try and just go for like an easy peasy one, or sort of a more quintessential draft? Do you change up like your bands? What's sort of the thing that you'd be looking to do?
So theoretically, I think both teams should have a pretty solid understanding of draft structure, like your stable draft structure. I think most teams in Dota know that. It's about like when you pick your core supports, how you do your counter picks, etc. I think 4 Zoomers are sort of approaching it from like too scared of a mindset. Like they're taking risks in their draft. When you do something outside of standard stable play, it means you're sort of taking a risk. You're hoping it's paying off. I don't mind that because they are sort of going in as underdogs. You want to create like more disparity in the matchup and stuff. But I think maybe they over-indexed on it a little bit too much, or maybe they took risks that just didn't end up paying off. And like from a spectator point of view, with hindsight in the game, like it looks like, oh, you're just outdrafted, but oh, Millie?
They caught him. That's that AoE. Force staff afterwards. BKB out, looking for more. What can they find? The egg is down. Gunner turns now, tries to stay on top of Tomato. Won't allow that reinitiation, but the tornado. That's a lift up. That's a catch. On to Sammy. Gets the jump away afterwards. Cataclysm not going to connect. Not going to do enough damage. Still hanging on to that chrono. Jump forward, finds it. No, but he's able to get out. Bryle with the blink dagger. What a reaction. Unreal. And then the taunt force staff up to the high ground. Sammy trying to live. Oh, the stun saves his life just barely. The big pull in. A lot of spells used. Nobody dead.
A sick reaction there from Bryle. Honestly, like, that would have been a huge kill. They picked him off, but he blinks in this time.
Big call, tries to make it work. Afterwards, the stuns. Is it going to be enough though? There's going to be the lift up. Tries to kill. What do they have left in the tank? Rax has another DK form in a second, along with Blink stun, but BKBs, they're still on cooldown. 15 seconds away. Gunner gets another pull in. Onto all. Sammy tries to make it work. Bushwhack connecting onto 2 with the stomp. You can see Tomato, he's got his eyes on these prize, taking down the buildings one by one, along with Saberlight, and they just don't have the damage. They're gonna try and jump again to that back line. Gunner tries to get the pull, turns now onto Nyx Assassin, seeing if he can kill him in the duration of the BKB, and it is not quite enough. The heal coming in from Duvo, and the Aeon Disc able to proc it again. Gunner's out of mana. Tomato, he is gonna dunk down Sammy, and now looking for more, kills off Brax. There's no buyback on this Faceless Void. Dead for 2 minutes, but they have to buy back now and try and hold desperately. What do they have? He's not even hitting heroes at this point. It's too much damage from Saberlight. The big, mean green machine on this Timbersaw. 12-0 and 10. What an immaculate game from him. Oh, they're trying to get the bounty runes. How much bounty does he need?
He's
on
50,
Sammy boy.
55 gold only right now. Gunner does have a TB, so he could zip to the other one. He is going to go for that.
Oh, all right, that's buyback. That's both bounty runes and buyback. They need it. He's got to go now. You can't afford to go down Megad. He has Chrono back up in 30 seconds. There's the buyback. Jump in onto 2. Can they kill him? Finds the backline. BKB out. No, but the Hex! The reaction, the double Hex. Sammy gets the BKB off. But now trying to run away. Cataclysm comes out. Got him under control. Trying to kill Tomato desperately. They get him. He's dead for 2 minutes, does have buyback. Can they focus down the rest of these heroes? Bryle throws out that tornado. Saberlight, he has the Wind Waker still. The Hex is there. On to Sammy, force staff save yet again. And with that, and now 37,000 gold lead. Brax, he's just gonna get absolutely walloped here if he's not careful. Can they kill Saberlight? The man has been unkillable. unkillable, unfazable. Nothing has hurt him. The Wind Waker jump away. Saberlight, they try and chase, they try and kill. Pull back again, why not? It's not happening. Chrono afterwards even, they find Bryo with him, but again, Moon is there. They have the heal also. Sharpshooter, there's not enough damage. And Undying, they're covering each other's retreat so effectively. Undying look so freaking solid in this one. Gunner, he's finally gonna get ran down and he is going to be dunked. Triple kill for Tomato, looking for more. Give this man a bash, give him an ultra. He's coming for you, Sammy, get the hell out of there. He has nowhere left to jump, nowhere left to hide as they go inside the fountain, but GG is called. They deny the rampage, but Undying get the real victory in the second win in a row, on the verge of going to TI.
Oh, and again, that game, it was just Saberlight beasting it up there. God, that Wind Waker was so funny. I don't know why. It's always, like, it's such a late game item that I don't get to see it that much, and
Right.
it just looks so silly. And honestly, just overall, just really well played from Undying. Just fundamentals, solidness in the draft, and they just did an excellent job protecting their areas in this game, letting Tomato farm it up, and then running at them as soon as they had their timing.
Well, the run at you at the right time, that's the most important part of all of that. And Undying doing it absolutely immaculately here in this game number 2. And again, one game away now from qualifying the TI, being the third team out of North America to make it happen. We're going to have to go to a quick break. When we get back, we're going to break it down for all y'all on the panel. See you in just a few.